Hello, welcome back to All Things Jazzy, and if you are new here, welcome to my channel. In this video, I am going to be showing you how I made these chocolate covered pineapple rings using the donut mode. Okay, you guys, so hopping into it, I have some melted chocolate here, or almond bark is what I'm actually using. So you want to make sure that it's nice and smooth. I also have a can of pineapple slices, and I am going to be using the Chef Master's candy color oil. So it's an oil based candy color. I'm going to be using the color purple. I'm just going to add a few drops in here because I do want it to be a lavender color. So I'm not going to start it off with it being too dark just yet. Start small, few drops. If you want it darker, keep adding, but if you add too many at the beginning, it may be too dark or not as light as you want it. So I always like to start with just a few. So that is nice and smooth, just the way I like it, the color that I want. So I am going to just go ahead and pour it in here. I did use my Pyrex jar to melt the chocolate. So I am just pouring it in and then holding it up until that last drip drop and moving on to the next one. You can definitely use a spoon. You can also put your chocolate into a piping bag and just cut a hole at the bottom if that's easier for you, but I was okay with just pouring it into the donut mold. Okay, so I'm only making 4, so now that all the chocolate is in there, I'm just going to go ahead and tap it a bit just to smooth it out around the bottom, and also just move it around just to make sure that the bottom is fully covered. Then I am just going to go ahead and take my spatula here, and I am dipping this inside of the chocolate that I have in the Pyrex jar, and to add just a bit more chocolate to go around the edges because I want to cover the complete inside for this first coat before we add the pineapples. And I'm also making sure that I cover like the bottom of this I call it a funnel where the pineapple, where it makes the hole in the pineapple at like the middle portion or whatever. So you want to make sure that you go around the middle portion as well, so that your pineapple is not showing there, and you will see what I'm talking about a little bit later in the video. Okay, so now that this is all done, I'm just going to go ahead and shake it a little bit and clean it up. Then we'll just pop it in the freezer for about 10 or 15 minutes while we go ahead and dry off the pineapples. So I am laying some paper towels down first, and then I am just going to take the 4 pineapples out that I will be using, making sure they're not broken, and putting them on the paper towel. And I'm just going to use the other side of the paper towel to blot it dry, and then I'll just move it to another dry spot and do the same thing, just because we don't want them to be wet, because it's going to mess up the chocolate. Like, liquid literally messes up the chocolate, so we don't want it to do that. I'm going to put these in the freezer for about 5 minutes, just because I like to work with cold items when dealing with chocolate. Not too cold, and I don't want the chocolate too hot, because of course that does not mix. Okay. So I just added the chocolate in right on top of, I said the chocolate, didn't I? I added the pineapple raisin right on top of the chocolate. And now we're going to go ahead and pretty much just do the same thing. We're going to cover the pineapples with chocolate all around, making sure that you're getting all around the edges and also the middle. guys, so this is like a repeat of the same process. Clean it up a bit, pop it in the freezer for about 10 or 15 minutes. And while that is in the freezer, I am going to go ahead and add some more purple to the rest of the chocolate or the candy mix that I have left, so that it can be a bit darker so that I can use it for a drizzle. So this is the purple that I want. I'm going to just go ahead and mix it to just make sure that all the candy color is just mixed in here. All right, so we have the pineapples back out the freezer. Everything is just nice. Okay, so what I'm going to do is push from the bottom while I carefully pull it out. You also have to push the middle in because, again, it's chocolate all around that as well, and it just comes out so nice and smooth and pretty, sort of like a matte. Sort of looks like the lipstick, right? Just so cute. And if you have like any chocolate around the ring, like I did, you could just peel it off because while it's cold, it just peels right off, so it cleans up really, really well. Okay, so I cracked one of them, as you can see, but now that they are all out, I am just going to go ahead and get a Ziploc bag, open it up, and I am going to pour that dark purple in here into the bag, and I am just going to go ahead and close it up, making sure that I squeeze out all the air and cut just a tad bit off of the tip just to make some nice straight drizzle lines onto my pineapples. And then when that's broken, I am just going to go ahead and cover that with some more chocolate, just making some drizzles. You can make them as close and as far away as you like. You could just do half the donut. You don't have to do the whole thing. So I'll show you with this one. I'm just going to do half the donut. I'm not going to do the whole thing. And it still just looks so pretty. They actually look pretty plain, but I just like to be a little extra. So now I have some gold food paint here, so I'm just going to go ahead and just dab it around. You can also just use like a brush and you can just throw it on there as well, which I'll link another video above up here in the corner to display how I do that. And so after I'm done adding the gold little tabs and nips all around the little pretty decor, I am just going to use some purple sanding sugar that I got from Walmart, which is absolutely cute. It sparkles really well, and I'm just going to dust that around the donuts and let that dry, and we will be all done with the decoration part of it. Okay, so I have this white box here, and I also have some tissue papers. So I'm just going to go ahead and fold these up to the size of the box, and I'm going to place them on the bottom of the box just to sit my little donut, my pineapples in, my donut ring pineapples, my chocolate covered pineapples, whatever you want to call them, okay? But they're just chocolate covered pineapple rings. This is just the way to show you guys how you can package them if you wanted to sell them to make a few bucks. So this little box does come with the clear top that I absolutely forgot to add, but I did take it off in the beginning if you've seen it. Okay, my Jazzy people, so that's the end of my video. I really hope you enjoy these chocolate covered pineapple rings, and I want to thank you for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.